Gentlemen, have you ever been fooled by the image of a woman? Like, look at that girl, she looks so good. She's wifey material. Ve esta guapa. Gotta stop doing that. You're gonna think this is only about Costa Rica. No matter where you go, or even if you stay in the United States, you're going to have the same problem. Because you're going to be deceived by who you think they should be versus actually getting to know them for who they are. This video today is actually a wake-up call to my men. Technically, it can be used for the ladies as well as they look on a guy to actually find out who they really are versus just having the idea of who you think they should be. Let's get into it. My name is Keanon Slade, and I'm here in sunny Costa Rica, and I have successfully achieved FIRE, that is, I'm financially independent, retire early. But much more than that is I help good guys build a great life outside the US. Part of that is actually understanding and knowing that you're not just going to look for a place, or whether it's be Costa Rica, Philippines, or any other place. You realize you have to be complete, because no matter where you go, there you are. And so part of that is your relationships. If you have the tendency to look at somebody and, oh, they're so beautiful, they're above my standard, or I'll do whatever I can to be with them, I'm going to, yeah, that is not a good scenario. And even if you move to a sunny, beautiful place with lots of greenery and things like that, it's going to appear all gray to you, because you're going to be so upset because you've gotten yourself headstrong into a relationship that actually was based on something very shallow. I want you guys to stick to the very end, so I'm going to expose some truths that'll help you avoid a lot of headaches in your relationships going forward. Also, I want you to be able to grab that free ebook at the bottom in the description. That will actually help you on your journey as well. So let's get into the first point. I want to stop you real quick just to say something to my divorced men. If you guys are looking for something that will help you after you've been divorced, separated, heck, even dumped, and you're still looking to move abroad and you're trying to figure out how do you adjust and to deal with this, I want to have something special for you, because honestly, going through that situation, I want to give you something a little bit different, because your journey is different. And you can find that information in the link below, and let's get into the rest of the video. So a lot of times the thing that trips us up is we ignore red flags. And I made another video on this about some 10 common red flags that you can check out later. But if you're watching this video, I want you to stay tuned to the very end. So we'll see a woman and we're like, hey, she's beautiful. I've never seen someone like this. And we ignore red flags. A lot of times this is our fault, honestly, because we're ignoring them. There's sometimes there's red flags that other people need to see because we're not familiar with them. And sometimes we're just ignoring them. This is very bad for us because we're like, okay, this woman is a 20 out of a 10. She's beautiful. She's got the body. I'm just going to talk to her. Oh, and she's accepted me. And now I have a certain level of confidence because she's given me, yeah, but we've ignored all the red flags that she's very toxic. She has bad behavior. Maybe she has bad character. But when I walk with my girl and my boys here, they're going to be so jealous. And they're going to be like, I'm the man. I'm going to ignore red flags for whatever reason. These things are bad things that emotionally are honestly terrible for you because they set you up for failure. And you definitely don't want to ignore red flags because you're looking not just to date, just to be, oh, impressing the boys who, whatever, they're not really your boys, but you want to date so that you can have a fulfilling, long-lasting relationship that could potentially end up in marriage. So number 2 is change the illusion. You can't change a person's fundamental nature. It's who they are. If a person is going to change, it's going to be because of them, not because of you. And those who try to go into a relationship and think, okay, I'm going to change what they're made up of. I'm going to come in, I'm going to help. I'll be the knight in shining armor. Yay, I'll win their heart and they'll be the nice person now. You're watching too much TV. It's fiction. It's a person has to want to change. And that work really should take place without you. Because if they're getting to be a better person because of you, they're doing it for the relationship, not for themselves. And generally that stuff doesn't stick because relationships come and go. The truth is you're going to have to accept people for who they are. And that's for the good and the bad. Now, sometimes that bad is bad, and you really shouldn't be in the relationship. And sometimes it's, just, I don't know, annoying. And you're like, okay, I can deal with this. Yeah, they do something. They're always talking about this subject. Maybe we can have a conversation to add something else, to add some more flavor. Yeah, so again, you're not looking for a perfect person, but you're not looking for a toxic person either. People tend to go to two extremes. Oh, this person, they're toxic and they're terrible, they're mean, they're abusive. Oh, so no one's perfect. And yeah, that's not the answer to the toxicity. You want to find a person that's, you know, a good character person. And again, they're not going to be perfect because you're not perfect. Perfect is depending on the person. There could be flaws that one person sees them as flaws and you don't. We're not talking about perfect people, but we're talking about not having an illusion, really understanding what the person is and who they are. Number 3, the fairy tale trap. Now, to be honest, this one got me. It's when we look to movies and TVs, and that's what a lot of times while I'll mention it, is because it jacked me up. One of the movies that messed me up, honestly, was a cartoon, was Aladdin. I look at Aladdin completely differently than a lot of people. One of the things that when I saw Aladdin, I was like, oh, he's a diamond in the rough. Jasmine was a princess. Yeah, just look at it as this. Jasmine was a princess. She was accountable for helping her people. She wanted to do good in the community. Da da da. She had a lot of stuff. Aladdin was a thief, a liar, a manipulator, and she ends up falling in love with him. And at the end of the movie, is oh, here's who I really am. But by that time, it's oh, I'm too late, and I'm in love with. It's the idea that oh, people change. Yeah, people do change, but they change because they want to. It shouldn't be because you brought them in. And also, if they are telling the truth the whole entire time, the Aladdin was telling the truth. He's a liar. When things get bad, he lies, he manipulates, and stuff like that. I got into my real life relationships thinking, oh, yeah, here's some bad red flags. Here's some toxic stuff. But if I get with them, love will change all of that. Love will make it different, and it'll work itself out. And yeah, diamond in the rough. Yeah, they're rough around the edges, but we can smooth it out. We're going to fix them. Yeah, that is a mistake to get into any relationship because it's not letting the person to be who they want to be. And this doesn't actually even have to go with toxic people. You can go with I want to date the bad boy, but you're dating a nerd, so you're going to try to make the nerd the bad boy. Not that you should be with bad boys, but you shouldn't go and try to change somebody because they don't match up with the fairy tale idea that you saw in the movies where you see the nerd, oh, I put some clothes on him, I dressed him, I changed him, and now he's as cool. Not if he doesn't want to be. Those are the things that are really going to mess you up and trip you up, and you probably should avoid that relationship in the first place. Have a conversation at minimum. Maybe he was on that journey, and yeah, that's a different story. The question of the day is: have you gotten in a relationship believing that you can change that person? I want you to share in the comments below, and we'll get to the next point. Number 4, conditional love. And this one was tricky, and honestly, it was hard for me being the fixer, the person that's in the white knight, and people pleaser, all that stuff that honestly I didn't realize I had in me. That it took counseling. That's why I always recommend professional counseling to help work through. Is if you see somebody and you're like, oh, they would be great if I can change this about them, and they don't want to change that about them. They would be great if I can fix them up. Women are notorious for this, but men are not guilt-free from this either. It's, oh, she doesn't do it the same way as my last partner. Or I can change this and I can change that. You have to actually accept the person for who they are and not have that conditional love. I'm only going to be with them if they do this and that. Yeah, but don't get into the relationship, then try to change them, and then withdraw your love if they don't want to change. That's not fair. That's not right. That's a headache for you. That's a heartbreak for them. It's not a good thing to be in. Again, this is where if a person is showing you their character, and a lot of people do, whether they want to or not, bad, right or wrong. If they're the person that's cussing out the waiter because of bad service, supposedly, really they're treating people that they think is beneath them bad, and that is their character. You're seeing that, but you're ignoring it. Like, oh, but they don't do me like that. They will one day. They literally showed you the character, what they think of people less. So the time that they think you're less because of an argument, situation, or the times change, you are going to be that waiter. You don't want to ignore those situations. And also, since that's not something you can change, then don't get into the relationship. So be in a relationship for what it really is with the person that's truly there. And number 5 is self-deception. honestly, sometimes the person is not lying. I've made other videos about narcissists. Even there's an ebook down there that you need to click. And I talk about people who, are tricking and manipulating. But a lot of times it's just ourselves. And sometimes we are in those situations as well with a narcissist or whatever. We're the bad enemy to ourselves. And so that is we're not being fooled by others. We're being fooled by ourselves or what we want. We're so desperate to get in a relationship. We've been looking and looking, and it's, oh, there's the person. Okay, they have 2 of the 10 things that I wanted. And I'm not talking about shallow stuff like they're this high and all this stuff. If you want somebody that's buff, don't go to the smorgasbord, go to the gym. But if you want somebody that's a Christian, go to the church and then filter through the air. But to deceive yourself like, oh, I'm going to find this person. I found this person. They only have 2 of the 10 things I want. They're not a Christian. They're a little bit violent. They have an attitude, but they're handsome and they make money. Or for us, or men, is they're beautiful. And yeah, that's it. You wanted a wife, you wanted a mom, you wanted someone with good character, and you were like, I'll just believe that they are. It's subconscious you're doing this, but you have to be aware that you're doing this, and so that you don't end up in the mistakes where you're just going to actually have a heartache. There was a group that I was in, and nice gentleman, good-looking gentleman, ended up with a person. When he's talking to the group, we were all trying to say, maybe this person is not who you think she is. She sounds like she's after your money. No, she said if we did this and I continue to pay and do different things, then we can be together and be married. And she sounds like she's after your money. He was deceiving himself. And honestly, I've been there too, where he was deceiving himself, where it's, hey, this is a red flag. And you're ignoring it. And you're just deceiving yourself to say that it's going to be better. But every sign along the way, the arguments that you guys have had along the way have said that, hey, this is not right. This is not a relationship that you should be in. This is something that you should actually pay attention. Don't deceive yourself. It's bad enough when other people are fooling you, but don't fool yourself. And honestly, if you think that you might be doing that, you can't get around it, seek professional help. I want you guys to click on that link below to actually check out the free ebook that's actually going to help you on your journey. It is a game changer, especially for those who are in relationships where things are drastically up. You're confused. You don't know which way is up. You don't know why things are going awry. You don't know why you're arguing for no reason. Different things like that. Check out the 7 signs you're with a narcissist. See if, hey, maybe I'm in a bad relationship. Maybe it's not just me. Maybe it's them. I need help. And also, if you guys have been watching my videos for this long, I want you guys to subscribe. I have a lot of people who are watching my channel not subscribe. So I need you to subscribe so that we can help spread the word, get the word out, and help others on this journey. And my prayer for you is that you will be able to seek truth as it is said in the Bible, and don't deceive yourself or get into relationships that you shouldn't be into. Seek wisdom. Until then, I will see you on the other side.